23rd, and welcome to the plant-based morning show. Fun day today. Fun day preparing for the show. A lot of different articles. Well, I should say a lot of different weather report items. Quicker kind of content, and not any really great long articles. So this whole show is weather report, which is going to be fun. I'm excited to dive into that. I'm going to add Doug to our Instagram show here, and then we'll begin. To kill some time, well, I know we got Planetpalooza to talk about. So when Doug gets on here, he's not going to stop talking about that, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I got a new book yesterday, arrived from Rancho Gordo Bean Club. It's called Fagioli, and it's called The Bean Cuisine of Italy. They're republishing it, full of bean, all bean recipes, of course, but some are pasta, some are soup, some are salad. Some have meat in them, which is not ideal, but it's a great book. So I cooked out of there last night and made a lovely what's called cannellini beans in the style of game birds, but no birds harmed. Doug, how are you doing today?
Oh, Matt, I don't even know why you're talking about greens. We've got too much festive fun happening right now.
Who's talking about greens? Nobody's talking about greens.
Beans. Sorry, I was reading about greens. It's Planetpalooza, baby. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm ready to party.
Yeah, it is. You're here for it. I'm here for you, like shirt off, face painted? No, you're not. You're fully dressed. You're not in any sort of concert vibe.
No, you're right. I'm not. But I thought about I was like brainstorming what would I wear to a festival. I was like, maybe I could show up in some sort of festival things, but I didn't get that far. But launch mornings are always very stressful.
Yes.
No matter what happens, no matter how much planning and how much you think things are going to work out, when you're releasing something big out into the world, it is there's always a hiccup, an unexpected hiccup. And here we are, we've been dealing with all morning, but it's Planetpalooza Day. It's live on the website. And the big deal is that anywhere on Compliment right now, you can save up to 50% off across the store site-wide. Most products are 25 to 30% off. Some chocolate protein is 50% off.
Okay.
It's just like all over the place. Everything is great. So whether you want your greens or your hydrate or your complement essential or everything else, it's coming together on the website right now. Go to lovecompliment.com. This is our biggest sale ever, bigger discounts we've ever had before. And on top of that, we're also doing all of this incredible content with people like James and Dahlia from Married to Health, Dr. Khan, yourself, Ocean Robbins. We're releasing a new interview every day on the Love Compliment blog and on the No Meat Athlete radio feed. But if you go to the blog, there will be a lot of supporting documents and stuff. So check it all out. Planetpalooza.
Supporting documents. Love that.
You love a good supporting document. I know it.
Yeah. Good. All right. Planetpalooza is here. Yeah. Head over there. Of course, you mentioned all the good content. If you want to be like the Frazier family, you can go get Complement Essential, chocolate protein, and Omega Complex. Is Omega Complex back in stock, Doug, for Planetpalooza?
It's not. Omega Complex is not back in stock.
So you can't get that yet. But you can get the other two things. We have some unflavored protein, too, that we use every now and then. But chocolate protein, Complement Essential, that is our most commonly used products. And you know what? Let me just say really quickly. I've stopped using Huel because of the saturated fat content. Stopped using the animal-free whey protein from California Performance Company because of unknown risks. Similarity to GMOs, we don't know. I'm not saying it is that, because that would be falsely advertising saying that, but it just scares me a little bit. And what's left? Complement protein. Nothing you can find wrong with it. It's just what it says. I mean, it is. It's everything you want. Nothing you can find anything wrong with, and that's why we use it.
If you want to be like the Hay household, if you want to be like Doug Hay today, this is how. Compliment's a big part of my life in many ways, of course, but. Complement Essential. Take your Complement Essential. I was needing an extra boost of energy today, so I took some B12, triple B12. I did my daily post-run hydrate and daily greens mix, a little half scoop of each, half serving of each, and then had Complement protein in the kids' smoothie. So I was running the gambit today, and you can stock up on all that stuff and be like us. Why would you not want to be like us, right?
Right. Why not? Definitely. In all seriousness, we've done the show now for like 170 episodes or something, and we haven't run an ad once. So we do talk about products now and then, but if you'd like to support the show, and I mean, we talk about our products, we talk about these products, this is the best chance to get them. So please go check that out. Yes. Lovecompliment.com. All right, we good?
All right, we're good.
Okay, Planetpalooza box is checked.
We got a lot of regulars here. Sarah Slimp. We got Roger Green. Hello, fellow kale munchers. Good morning. And he said double Doug today. Not sure what that means.
Yeah, when I re-entered, I should have changed my name. Doug.
Yes.
We can fix that. You know how to fix that.
Double Doug. Hey, Mr. Jeffrey. Hope you had a great birthday last night. Hope you are feeling fresh this morning. And if you're not, I hope you had a great time last night.
Doug, do you have any idea how old Mr. Jeffrey is? I was trying to guess.
Are we making guesses?
I don't know. He just strikes me as someone who could be pretty young, or could be someone who just kind of looks young.
He's lived a full life. He's had like 3 careers.
And he's got a lot of experiences. He knows a lot of facts. That makes him seem older, but he looks pretty young. I was going to say 35 and think that was probably being, maybe erring a little on the low side. You'd rather err low than high.
I was about to say 39.
But he could be 40. He could be 42
or 33.
So tell us, Mr. Jeffrey. We'd love to know.
Lucy B, Phyllis, Mr. Jeffrey. All right. So this is gonna be a fun one, right? Weather report, full on weather report.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I found
32. He's 32.
We went high.
Man, a man of much wisdom.
Yeah, it's right. It's not your looks; it's your soul that makes you seem older. So that's good. That's the best possible scenario, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good. So what else? Doug? Anything else going on? Any noteworthy foods we should know about from you, or should we just jump into the show, the content?
So I had a very humble dinner last night, and I was thinking the humble taco. No, not really. And I was just thinking about how nice it is to have simple meals. It's just a bed of brown rice with a homemade coconut curry with tofu in it, like marinated tofu in it. Yep. And then some asparagus on top, because I'm on an asparagus kick right now. That was it. No additional vegetables, no additional greens, just simple.
No toppings. Yeah.
Asparagus, curry.
You're speaking my language. This is it. Fewer ingredients, fewer toppings, Papa John's. You don't want anything extra to your food. Just how the food's meant to be. Modern dress ups are not good. They're just not.
You're just not.
No. Okay. So let's get to our show today. Here today is your whole show, plant-based morning show weather report, which means all the plant-based goings on in the world, and there's a lot of them from all over the world, sort of. At least a couple one from Atlantic City, one from the UK, and then a bunch more just in undisclosed location. Okay, here we go. New guidance in the UK, Doug, could prohibit plant-based products from using terms such as cheese and yogurt with an H, yogurt, to describe themselves, even if they preface them with vegan or plant-based. So this is a little bit different from what we're starting to see in other countries. I think France, I forget the other ones, Germany, maybe, United States. They've all had issues like this. All the different states themselves within the United States have all been discussing this stuff. But this new guidance, it's not a law yet. It's in the draft phase. They're saying the products already can't say milk. They also can't say not milk, right? You can't even compare yourself to milk and say you're not it. And you can't use homophones and misspellings like milk, MYLK. With these new regulations, which are, again, proposed, these rules would now also apply to cheese and yogurt. So they're basically just expanding the amount of dairy products that you can't use this for. Yogurt style and cheddar-like are also outlawed. So that's different, right? Before, what we've mostly found in these companies saying, if you put the phrase vegan in front of these things like vegan cheese or plant-based cheese, typically that's enough for the consumer to not be confused, and therefore you're good. But Dairy UK, which is one of the groups that's sort of, I guess, part of this somehow, they are saying that nods to dairy products in plant-based product descriptions will mislead consumers and should be seen as marketing malpractice.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I absolutely think so.
All right.
I think I think we're just getting. I mean, what are we gonna say? A cookie can't be a cookie anymore because it doesn't have egg and butter in it or milk or whatever. I don't even know how you make a non-vegan cookie, but
Yeah.
I mean, yogurt, cheese. Like, I think we're getting to the point now where we're just picking on vegan products.
Yeah, but back in the 1920s, Doug, when Kraft singles they were making those awful cheese-like foods, the USDA or whoever had to step in and say, "You can't call this cheese. It's not cheese. You're misleading the consumer. You're just putting together junk foods and you're calling that cheese." This sounds a lot like that to me, except they're using plant-based junk foods instead of dairy products. So I'm not really convinced, Doug. I think you're just on the side of vegans because you are vegan.
Well, I'm sure that is part of it, but isn't like Greek yogurt? What is Greek yogurt? I don't even know what Greek yogurt is.
Couldn't tell you. High protein yogurt is all I know.
Yeah, but is it?
It's just yogurt from Greece.
Yogurt cheese? I don't know. Greek yogurt? I don't. But my point is, like,
I'm pretty sure it's yogurt cheese. Yeah, that's what Greek yogurt is.
I don't know. Like, there's just different types of yogurt, right? There are already different types of yogurt. There are already different types of cheeses. You know, you got goat cheese, you got cow milk cheese, you got soy milk cheese, right? Like, there are already different types of these things. I don't understand why they can't have a soy version or an almond version of the same thing.
So I could go just get manufactured junk of any kind, shape it like a cheese, color it like a cheese slice, and say, "This is junk food cheese," because it kind of looks like it, and I made it sort of taste like it. You're good with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, a lot of people in the whole food movement did not like these sort of, or did like these kind of laws before. They said you shouldn't be allowed to put these imposter things. You need real food. And I know I'd kind of argue this is just an extension of that. So I don't really know. It comes down to consumer confusion, and I'm not sure.
All right. So what would you call yogurt? What would you call it if you can't use the word yogurt? You can't misspell yogurt. What would you call it?
I think you should be allowed to say yogurt-like product or yogurt-style product because cheese. They could say cheese food. This is from that old 1920s or 30s law.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, plant-based cheese or vegan or yogurt style, you know, soy yogurt style or something like that. Like, that's fine. But you got to be able to put the word in there, and people won't know what it is.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, if you can't say the word, you can't really even say that it's not that. So it's, I don't know. I think you're right about that. But yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. That's why I just stay out of this. Stay out of lawmaking. Stay out of politics. Let the chips fall where they may. All right, next one. A new study published in the scientific journal American Journal of Clinical Nutrition suggests that for every 10 milligrams higher intake of Flavanols, I don't know if it's Flavanols or Flavanols, I'm going to say Flavanols, per day, the odds of frailty are reduced by 20%. So for those wondering what these terms mean, Flavanols, group of plant compounds, frailty, condition within 10 to 15% of older people. That means you have a greater risk of falling, fractures, disability, hospitalization, and mortality. I think of it as your bones break easily, but I guess it also involves just falling more easily. But all you do is get 10 milligrams of Flavanols, and you get a 20% reduction in that risk. According to this study, we said that yesterday. You got to be careful with what one study says, even when it's published in a big journal. But for those who are wondering how they can get 10 milligrams of Flavanols, one apple will have one of that. The humble apple, Doug, will have all the Flavanols you need for that kind of reduction. If you don't like apples, or if they hurt your teeth like they do for me, you can also get Flavanols in leafy vegetables, apples, onions, broccoli, and berries. So that's your list of Flavanol foods. You know, Veg News a couple times, and the people in the study talk about apple a day keeps the doctor away. We're not going to do that, but
yeah, we did. All right, so one apple is 10 milligrams and reduces odds by 20%, and that is compounding, right? So if you eat 2 apples, you reduce by...
No one said that.
Oh.
Not compounding.
For every 10 milligrams higher intake of flavonoids, the odds of fertility are reduced by 20%. That is the quote.
Okay.
For every 10 milligrams.
You're right. It's not quite the same as compounding, but I guess it sort of is. I do imagine that there's a drop off here, but that's a good point. I didn't see that. So we could eat 6 apples then, and we can have more than 100% reduction in the chance that it will happen.
And there's 0% chance, less than 0%.
Yeah, right. So that's That's the problem there.
I mean, that's what it says, right?
It does say that. It says, yeah, that much. I didn't look at the study. I'm sure you have to imagine at some point there's a diminishing returns, right? 5 apples does not make you 100% impossible to fall or break bones. But
I'm going to test it, and then I'm going to...
Okay, let's see if Veg News is saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. All right, up next, Guy Fieri, everybody's favorite, whatever he is. What is he? I mean, I guess he's a chef. He's also more like just a food guy who goes around places and talks about the food. He recently said in
haircut.
Yeah, the same good haircut. I don't know if he changes that haircut ever. It's always the same thing. But he had an interview with CNN. You wouldn't think of him as a pro-vegan guy, but he's interested in food that can bring people together as an entry point of understanding cultures and ideas. And when he talked about Indian food, he said, I turn people onto Indian food all the time. It's one of my favorite things. Or vegan food. People look at vegan food with this voodoo. No, I'm sharing it with people and they're going, wait a second. That's it. Wait a second. So they don't believe it's vegan. And later he says,
I'm like, wait, what?
And then later he says, we don't even go to the restaurant because it's vegan. We go because it's delicious. I think he's just talking in general about going to a vegan restaurant. Apparently he's had some he's been pro plant-based before. He started to cook plant-based when his late sister was in treatment for cancer as a way to get her to love vegetables. And he said on stage somewhere, I'm not preaching here, but at home, we don't always eat meat. And it's surprising because he's the diners driving dives guy. Yeah, he likes all that meaty junk food. So kind of surprising. Always good to hear someone like this do that. I guess it's good.
You know what I think Guy Fieri, is that how Fieri?
I think it's Fieri, yep.
Fieri should be best known for.
What?
It's starting the trend of wearing your sunglasses backwards when you're not wearing them. You know? Like that was a thing there for a while. Like he did that he probably still does that. And there was a time there. It was like a couple of year period where you just saw certain men doing that. And I don't see that very often anymore, but
and he became a cultural food icon. I remember when I used to watch the Food Network, he was on that as one of on their little reality show. I think it was called The Next Food Network Star. And his personality and his food won over the judges. And
really? He was on a contest to get
Yeah, he was one of the people who, and then he started, I think, maybe judging the contest even. But I'm pretty sure he won maybe the first one or second one. I don't know. Pretty early. I'll have to fact check that one. But yeah, I mean, it's an amazing rise to superstardom
definitely. I mean, and he has restaurants and stuff. I think he has one in Times Square even. He's made it happen. And okay, so like going back to this actual story here. Obviously he's vegan, but I think this is the approach we need from all people, right? Yeah. Of just being like, hey, vegan food is fine and it can be really yummy and there's times for it. And
yeah,
you should go to a restaurant, not just because it's vegan, but because it has great food or whatever.
Right. To me, maybe this is wrong. I like this way better than just some random Hollywood celebrity saying they're fully vegan now and they put it on their page for a while. This gets to an audience that I think is the better one to receive that message. And especially, I don't know, when someone says I'm vegan all the way, it just seems like, well, I can't go do that. That seems like too much. But this guy just saying eat more of the stuff. It's fine. You don't have to have weirdness around it. So I like this. This makes me, I've never really been a big fan of his, but this makes me like him more.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to start wearing my sunglasses on the back of my head. Just
good. You could get that haircut that he has if that was your desire.
Yeah.
You probably could. You have long enough hair.
I could totally do that.
Maybe a good Halloween costume for you. Sunglasses backwards, hair spiked up in those flames.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. There's more. Like I said, this weather report keeps going.
Just keeps on going.
All right. James Cromwell has again called on Starbucks to end its vegan milk surcharge. He's in 100 screens in Atlantic City, or on 100 screens on the boardwalk, asking Starbucks to please drop that milk charge. And for those asking who is James Cromwell, he's the star of Succession. For those asking what Succession is, I have no idea. Can't tell you.
What? You haven't seen this? You haven't seen Succession?
No idea.
Oh, it's excellent. It's an excellent show.
Is it reality TV?
HBO? Not reality. No, it's about a family who runs a media empire. And I would hardly call him the star of the show. Just throwing that out there. He is a character.
He's a star.
But what's kind of funny is that he's the the family is very conservative and kind of runs a media empire similar to what you kind of think of as like Fox News, and he's the like liberal brother of who I don't know, has all the problems with the family and everything like that. So, here he is preaching, he preaches a bunch of liberal stuff in the show, and here he is, cluttering the boardwalk of Atlantic City, which is probably not a very liberal place to be my guess.
Okay. But I'm not liberal, and I'm all about helping animals and not having this upcharge and eating vegan diet. Who brought politics in this, Doug?
I did. Everything's about politics, Matt.
Okay. Anyway, the signs say helping animals and the earth is in a tall order. Starbucks and the vegan upcharge. And this funny to me. This was in plantbasednews.org, which is a UK-based organization. No mention of, and in the article, at the end they talk about how iconic this area is, and this stretch of boardwalk is this like piece of Americana or something. I don't know. I'm guessing they've never been to the Atlantic City Boardwalk, just because the American outlets didn't cover this. It's a total shithole. I mean, if you've been there, it's awful.
It's terrible.
It's not. It sounds like this great thing. It's all on the boardwalk. All these people are going to see it and be impacted. No one's going to see this. It's people who wander out there after they lose all their money or drunk or whatever. This is use doesn't do anything. Not a thing.
That's hitting a little hard on Atlantic City, but I think it's.
I love Atlantic City. I love the casinos. Absolutely love it. But you don't go there for anything but the casinos.
No, definitely really go there for the beach. Here's kind of something funny that I didn't know about. Mr. Jeffrey says maybe he can get them to stop charging for no ice as well, which I didn't know. I didn't know Starbucks charged for no ice. I guess because you get more of the drink.
Stuff, really? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I did not know that.
Huh.
Interesting. All right. Drew Designs has confirmed that in 2006, Guy Fieri won the next Food Network star.
There you go. And Mr. Steven is here. Not Mr. Steven. Steven is here. Welcome back.
Yeah. Hello, Steven. Okay. Let's keep going here with this strange episode where it's all weather report. All right. The diabetes drug Ozempic. Doug, have you heard about this?
No, I don't know anything about it.
No, it's sweeping the nation as a weight loss thing. I think people weren't expecting this, but one happy side of effect for a lot of people was weight loss. So it is going to become, I think, more a weight loss drug than a diabetes drug. I think even to the point where people who actually need it for diabetes can't get it as easily because it's getting taken for all weight loss people. So celebrities have praised it for helping them lose weight. Now it's got this other side
about it. It sounds like it stirred up some Real Housewives drama. I'd love to know what that's
yeah, I saw that too. I don't know what that is.
Gotta get that hot gas.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the way that it works is makes people just not have an appetite for food. These not want the foods that they crave in the same way. Well, now really not that surprising, I guess. People are saying some patients are saying it has quelled their appetite for drinking, smoking, and other addictive habits. According to a recent reporting by The Atlantic. And let's see, someone went from habitually drinking 8 to 10 beers at social gatherings. Sounds like you, Doug. Interest in alcohol beyond a couple drinks. I'm not even trying to make fun of drinking. I'm really not. I was just making fun of that. You said you had 3 or 4 beers last Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is not 8 to 10. I feel bad. We shouldn't make fun of drinking. Anyway, so The Atlantic heard from people who found themselves kicking habits like excessive shopping, compulsively biting nails. I do that, and picking at skin. So this is just like miracle product. Just fix any problem you have. I mean, so many problems come back to being addictions of some type. You just start taking this, fix it. I think that's all. That's the end of the story, Doug. Is that all there is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it just works exactly like that, and has will never have any negative side effects for you. You're going to end up skinnier and sober and not biting with great nails because you haven't bit your nails.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know what the side effects are. I do know, I'm wise enough to know that usually you can't just put something on top of a problem and fix it. You usually have to go to the root cause of the problem and get rid of that. So you remove things rather than add things. Otherwise, bad things usually eventually happen. But I don't know. I haven't heard any reports of that. I don't know what the possible side effects are. So we'll see. I guess you'd have to stay on this forever if you don't actually ever address the thing, or maybe it can use this long enough and you actually
the habit long enough.
Yeah, possible. So very interesting. I don't know if it's good or not, but we'll stay in tune with that. All right, and last one. This will be a pretty short show today. This has been in the news for a couple of days. I didn't talk about it the first couple of times I saw it, but I keep seeing it again and again. These orcas, killer whales, are attacking boats. I think they've sunk now 3 boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal. And they think, I've seen this a few places, they think it might be revenge, that one of the animals had some sort of traumatic event, maybe being caught in a net or something near a boat, a critical moment of agony that caused her to start attacking the vessels. And then they think she has taught other ones to join her, and now they're all just taking down boats. This is not the first time orcas have done this kind of fascinating behavior. There was some footage of one drowning like the infant of another orca, which is like one of the first times I've seen animals do infanticide, I guess it would be called. And there's other stuff they just do really interesting things, and they're incredibly intelligent. So I don't know, that's sort of the sensational theory. I think that there was some incident that caused her to want to get revenge now, and has taught all the others to do that as well. The other less exciting possible explanations are that frustration due to boating habitat type stuff is just causing them to act out in some strange way, or something else. I'll find it in a minute. But there was some other.
The obvious answer to me is if she had some traumatic event, is that now she just views them as a threat and needs to protect herself, and so it's not revenge as much as like this is a predator coming at me or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I mean that seems pretty obvious or a pretty simple explanation to me, but it's wild. I mean, to have an animal that hasn't done this in the past to kind of be, especially training others to do it is pretty interesting, fascinating.
Yeah, the training others part is what's interesting to me, right? Because then you start wondering, are we next, right? Could they start all ganging up on all people, not just boats, and could they get the AIs involved or whatever? And then suddenly, fast forward to 2 weeks, and then we're just wiped out. I don't know. That's my concern here. But a single isolated incident is fine, even if it's just the same animal doing it over and over. But the training of others, that scares me.
Yeah. Well, army of orcas training the AIs.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure enough.
Exactly. I don't know anything about orcas. They're just like Shamu, right? The Shamu whale, that's an orca.
That's killer whale, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mr. Jeffrey says, I don't know if it's the same over there, but there's locally, we have a movement to protect orca habitat because boat sonars mess with their communications, and maybe that has something to do with it. Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. And I just have a feeling it's more likely that than some sort of revenge. Revenge just seems weird, but who knows? So that's it. That's your weather report, and that's basically your show. We did it in half an hour, Doug, even with the lengthy promotion at the beginning. Any more thoughts about that or anything else before we wrap up? This would be a very fascinating show, because that's what happens when we don't resort to eat this, not that, or Best Life Online. Which trust me, I tried, but I couldn't find anything even there.
No, I don't really have much else to add here.
Oh, Steven has a fun fact here.
I want to hear it.
The phrase killer whale is a mistranslation from Spanish, where they called orcas whale killers. Because I always wondered that. As a kid, we learned about killer whales, but we always also learned they didn't really kill. They weren't like great white sharks that, were known to kill people. So there you go.
But I bet do they kill whales?
I bet they're called mata balenas.
Do they kill other whales? Why were they called whale killers?
Maybe. Oh, he says they're fish. They're fish, not whales. Okay.
I'm real confused now.
So they're fish that kill whales, I guess.
Orcas?
according to Steven. Yep.
Orcas aren't whales?
Not according to Steven. Look it up.
Orcas are dolphins. I don't know.
It is called a mata ballena. Well, no, that's just somebody's YouTube name. But that could be what they were called. That'd be my guess. Interesting. What about killer bees?
They're from the dolphin family. They're not from the whale family.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting. Learning all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. All right, good. Well, we've slowed down considerably here, the pace of the content we're putting out.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so I want to wrap up with one final pitch for Plantapalooza.
Yeah.
We need today to be a big day. We don't need it to be a big day, but if you're
you want this show to continue, today better be a good day, or
no,
there's not going to be
it would make me real happy, because just because it would make me happy. As someone pointed out early on, the deals on bundles are absolutely amazing. Fire emoji. Jill, Plant Power Pantry, said that. So now's a good time. Even if you already use Compliment products, now's a good time to stock up and get them at 30% off. Most of bundles, 50% off chocolate protein bundles. And Mary said that she's been wanting to try Compliment. I guess this is my sign. Yes, it is, Mary. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. That chocolate protein I mentioned, that's one of the 50% off products. So you should go grab that up. That's
right. And if you're concerned that you just won't like it, there is a 100-day, 100% money back guarantee on all of our products. So with the little asterisks around insight, depending on how far along the process you are. So definitely don't worry about that. If you don't like it, send it back. We'll refund you.
Good. Mr. Jeffrey says, is Plantapalooza a compliment thing, or is it a thing I just didn't know about?
It's a compliment thing.
It's a compliment thing.
Yeah.
It's good. Good marketing, right? Made people wonder if it's a
bigger
just
thing.
Giant phenomenon. Yeah. Yeah, it's our thing. All right.
It's actually an Oatly thing they're piggybacking on.
Yeah. It was one of the Oatly ad rejects that we took.
Yeah. No,
okay.
That's it.
Thanks,
everybody.
All right, yes, thanks for joining us today. Probably normal show tomorrow, very likely, assuming some good articles. But we'll see. That's it. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.